How to service a Tyco Power Torque engine. You will need the following: an oil gun. This one has an extended filler tube on the end. Not required, but is helpful. A grease for HO scale engines or model trains in general. This is Lifelike. Another good company is LaBelle Industries. And you'll need a Phillips screwdriver and a flat blade screwdriver to replace any dry rotted traction tires, which will be covered also. Here are the traction tires for Tyco diesels, Alco 430s, and the Alco 630s. These are the new brand, Calumet. They were formerly Stewart products, which is the package on the left of the camera. These are no longer made by Stewart. With the locomotive on its back, begin removing these 3 screws right here. Some of these may be tight on certain models. You want to be careful not to strip out the head when removing them. Just take them all out. Don't lose the screws. Once the screws are out, just lift up the truck and maneuver it out with the coupler on. You just have to twist a little bit to get it out, like so, or remove the plate there. Now all your wheels and gears are exposed on here. And this one's got a tire missing. We'll have to put a new tire on it. And the other 2 look alright. This here is the Power Torque gears. And you can tell this one's got some lint. It's been ran on carpet in the past. It's wrapped up around the idler, armature, and all the other gears in there, which will be cleaned out before re-greasing. Clean out the lint and debris the best you can using the old towel. You can use a electronic cleaner if you want to. It's like hard grease in here. Carpet balls, cat hair. There's no telling what you'll find in these old locomotives. Just clean it the best you can, and then we'll go to the next step. You may even want a can of blast air just to take it and blow it out up in there too. You can also remove that gear from right here, and there's gunk up under it too. It's like carpet, some pet hair, and there's no telling what else being made. Most of these were ran back on the carpet back in the day. Just clean all that hardened grease. Put the gear back on, press it down, turn it a few times. Now the grease is all distributed there. And what we're about putting it on there, we'll put grease on the drive wheels also, which greatly is better than oil. It won't dry up as fast. The only thing that needs oiling is that little silver gear right there, and you place 1 drop on it right there, and that's all you got to do. We'll flip the engine over here and do the other side of the back. In between the plates, between the 2 silver brass contacts, you drop 1 right there too, which will get the back side of the bearing. Here's a better shot of that bearing on the back side between the plastic and the brass plates. There's a little hole. It may not be visible on the camera, but it's right there. You just place that 1 drop of oil on it, and that lubes the bearing on the back side of the engine. Replacing the drive bands, there's a groove right here, and as you can tell, this one's missing the whole tire completely. Most of these are dry rotted over the years, especially new ones in the box. They can still be damaged when you receive them. So what you do, you take the rubber tire, it's clear plastic, and I'll get it started here in just a second. You start on one end, and you're going to take the flat screwdriver and just work it on there, and I'll show you how. And the trick to installing these is you start on one corner, and you just pull it around, keeping it flat so it doesn't roll, and you just work it on like this. Angling it up, and your tire's installed, as you can tell. And these are really, might not show up too good on the camera, I'm not sure, but this one's on here and it's ready to roll. To remove the old one, this one's cracked and dry rotted, they just fall right off. Just take the screwdriver and run it completely around the tire, or digging into it. As you can watch it just peel off. It's dry rotted from 30 years of use probably. There ain't much left of it once it falls off. And you just install it on the rest of them as you did the first one. All 3 main rubber drive traction rings have been replaced on this engine, as 1 was missing and 2 were dry rotted severely, which just crumbled off with the screwdriver being ran around it. And these are re-ringed. The next thing you want to do is take some grease and place it in the truck cradle. Just pour it out a little bit. This helps keep the friction down on these Power Torque motors. Tyco did not do this, but I found it helps a whole lot when you reservice one to grease the cradles front and rear. Take the paintbrush, smear it in there, like that, right there. And then we'll drop the wheels back in, like this. And then we'll put some grease on these gears here once we get the truck back on. The pallets on the 630s can be removed. Just snap it out. You gotta be real careful. There's a tab there that holds it on the step, and these are the ones that's flexed, but they can be broken real easily. So you can remove it to reinstall the truck or to remove it. So we'll place the truck back in right there. Then now we will reinstall the front pallet truck here. It just snaps on just like that, and it snaps on. There it is. On the rear, the main thing is just to remove the screws, clean out any crud, and we'll place grease on all the wheel cradles in there. This can be done on all Tyco locos, not just the 630 represented here. You can do it on the Alco 430s and the Shark Nose and the GP20s, as they all have the same motor. It's just on the 4 trucks, the center's got it like a dummy on the power truck. It's a dummy gear. Take this one apart real quick and see what it looks like. To remove these pallets, you just grab that one corner and flip it, and the other side will pop right off, and you got instant access to get the truck off, just like that. And these have no grease in them, but we'll grease them real quick and then reinstall. Put some right there. Right there and right here. We'll just take the paintbrush and work it in there real good. Again, this reduces the friction, helps it roll, and also keep it from rusting. Just make sure the brass side of the wheel is the opposite of the front of the engine, or you'll get a direct short. It's the way the motor is wired up to operate. All that's left now is to reinstall the truck, put the screws back in, put the pallet back on, and the engine's ready to roll down the track. So front was done. Just go back and put some grease on the gear. Just put a little bit on there. And then ready to roll. Now it's fully assembled. All the gears are greased and oiled, and the wheel cradles front and rear, the rear pallet's back on, and your engine's complete.